Okay, Gabby, what we got here? They're pretty sweet.
Aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Lots of people have commented on that. Oh, these are not the non-stops, are they?
Nope.
These are...
Those are the Solinas.
Yeah, the yellow ones, the tray yellow, I remember.
This is a new gig for Gaby, another way she can unload some of the extra stuff she just can't help growing. She's one of the garden center's main suppliers.
It's worked out well so far. We get along really good.
So do you think with Coleman's, might this be the year where you don't have any leftover annuals?
Yes, I hope so. Hopefully I've done it right this year, not gone overboard again. But it's really hard to judge how much to grow. It really, really is. I don't seem to have the handle on growing just enough. If I would have realized what I was getting myself into, I don't think I would have started, because it's an awful lot of work, and I didn't realize at the time that I was this type of person that I had to keep going and bidding bigger and bigger and bigger. I didn't realize that at the time, and I certainly know now. It would be nice if one of the kids took it over, but it's a lot of work and I can't see them doing it, but you never know. I mean, I never knew I was going to get into this. I mean, if you would have asked my mother if I would have got into growing flowers and weeding, she would said, no way, impossible. If you would have asked me that when I was younger, I said, no way. I said, I'm never going to get into doing anything like that. And all of a sudden, just on a whim, I'm into growing flowers.
If Gaby's husband Dom had realized how big Gaby would grow, he might have had second thoughts about building her that little greenhouse. Greenhouses have to be heated for about half the year, and in Gaby's case, at the size she is now, that requires a lot of wood. Tried 25 cords last year alone. Wood that feeds the furnace, that heats the water, that heats the greenhouse. "25 cords. Needless to say, Dom and the boys spend a lot of time in the woods. These days, Dom and Gaby have a wood boiler system. This furnace heats enough water to heat the entire greenhouse. In the early years, they had smaller stoves that had to be stoked throughout the night. And it was up to Dom to keep the home fires burning.
It is. Well, a lot of sleepful nights and rather than a lot of sleepless nights. Or you're getting up 4 o'clock in the morning to fill the other furnaces. This one here, because depending on the weather and the temperature, is good for 12 hours sometimes. Right? A lot of time saver, big time saver.
Dom Gale has broken a lot of rest over the years. He's cut a lot of wood. He's assembled a lot of greenhouses. All to feed the seed of an idea that grew from a whim the day Gaby Gale decided to grow flowers. This is where the ideas sprouted, in the very first greenhouse Gaby Gale ever owned, the one she used before she started her business.
Talk about humble beginnings.
Doesn't it look a wreck?
It kind of does, Gaby, I have to say.
My kids used that for a playhouse or a tree fort or whatever you want to call it. They had lots of fun in that.
But did you grow flowers in this?
Yes. Well, not really. I had a few flowers in there, but I didn't grow them to sell them or anything like that in there. I started a few flowers, a pack or two of flowers, but mostly all vegetables in there.
Your shelves are still here?
Yeah, they are. Yep, my shelves are still there.
Can you believe it when you look at this and you compare it to what you have up there now?
Yeah, it was crazy. If I would have kept it normal size, I think it would have been all right, but no, I had to just keep going, and hopefully I've stopped.
After Gaby lost her son Corey, she let the greenhouse slide a bit. A lot of plants died in the cold month of February. But then the greenhouse demanded her attention, and the work almost became a comfort.
It took me a while to get into doing something out here, but once I got going, it kept my mind occupied. It kept me really busy. It does it. It keeps me busy, and it keeps me from concentrating so much and remembering, and I still remember, but at the beginning, when I was out here, all I could think about was Corey doing this and Corey doing that and helping with this and the conversation we used to have, and it was really hard at the beginning, but now I'm glad I've got it because it takes up a lot of my time.
Right now, to keep busy, yes, it's a good thing to keep yourself occupied. The worst thing in the world you can do is dwell, I suppose. But no, at the time, it's hard to get yourself in motion for anything, really. Right? It's hard to even get moving some mornings, right? But you gotta go. You got another family to keep going for, so.
There's lots of things I'm doing, and it's a certain job that he used to do with me, and like smacking out trays and stuff like that, and I'd be thinking about him, and sometimes it's harder than others, but he wouldn't want me to give up. I know he wouldn't.
Gaby Gale, the woman who never gives up, the woman who just keeps growing. Next on Land and Sea. The first of our Christmas repeats, The Split Peas, Twillingate's 7-woman musical sensation. The Split Peas, that's next time on Land and Sea.